A patient arrives at Fairview Hospital. For every person in our community who finds themselves in need, Fairview will be there.
Some good sinus rhythm.
We're going to be doing a whole bunch of things here. You having some chest pain?
Yes.
Okay, tell me what it feels like. I'm going to have you hold real still, okay?
Yes.
To provide the high level of care our community hospital has worked so hard to achieve,
From this area?
starting 100 years ago.
Quite well. Okay.
We have come a long way for all our patients, old and new. Fairview will be there with the latest technology, an emergency room that sees over 10,000 patients a year, and a talented and caring staff. We will be there. And we have indeed come a long way. The last few years alone have seen the most dramatic changes that Fairview has seen in its history.
The changes have been so enormous that I really can't even get my arms around them. In 1986, Fairview Hospital affiliated with Berkshire Health Systems, and we have learned to increasingly share a tremendous number of resources. Thousands of folks living locally, their lives have been made happier, longer, and healthier through those kind of developments.
It was called Fairview because it stood up on a hill. A stately little house with a sign nailed to a tree and another house next door. It was a start. That start came when Mary Augustus Walker Mason, prominent socialite, Great Barrington's second homeowner, and philanthropist, died. She left in her will a bequest to build the town a hospital. On January 8, 1913, the new hospital finally opened. Smile for the camera, Mary? No? Okay. But as the town grew, the two small houses were no longer enough, and the town leaders decided they needed a new, large, modern hospital. Farmers, tradesmen, and industrialists all chipped in to make it happen. Finally, the new cornerstone was laid, and in 1929, the community had a bright, shining new hospital. Smile for the camera now? Nope.
I'm George Gilbert Kroc, and I was the first baby born in the new Fairview Hospital, and I'm glad I was.
Over the years, Fairview grew and grew. We have come a long way. Everything has changed. From the way we welcome you,
Hi, how are you doing today?
to the way we take your vital signs, look at x-rays, get you the right medicine. Now even our food gets high marks. But although treatment methods have changed, concern for our patients has not.
You were compassionate, that's the point.
One thing that's never changed is the care. The care is wonderful.
The essence of Fairview is the night we arrived at the emergency room at 11:30 at night, the nurse came to the door and all Ernie did was point to his heart. And in about 10 seconds, we were in that examining room because that was the essence of his life, was right there. I think the unique part of Fairview is that there's one word that always has stood out for me. It's called human kindness.
One community, one hospital, for 100 years. Now, Mary? That's better.
Happy birthday, Fairview.
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 Happy birthday, Fairview, and many, many more.
The beat goes on. The beat goes on. We've got to tell you cats out there what's new. La-di-da-di-dee. La-di-da-di-da. Cooper and Calkins, check your heart, Our EKG team's looking smart, The ER's always ready to assist. Chris Clark is now our chief hospitalist. Operation Better Start is here to help your children eat well year by year. McInerney's with Fairview now.
We're here to stay and we all say,
The beat goes on. We've got to tell you cats out there what's new. La-di-da-di-dee. La-di-da-di-da. No one here can dress up quite so posh as the multi-talented Mark Vanden Bosch. Larry Cohen's hip to surgery. Colleen, make sure you still know how to pee. The Leesy's back and now he oversees a brand new program, infectious disease. Wound Care has George Venaglu on board.
Our rehab team won this year's big award.
And the beat goes on. The beat goes on. We've got to tell you cats out there what's new. La-di-da-di-dee. La-di-da-di-da. For you on Medicare, we got much stronger. Our swing program lets you stay here much longer. Berkshire Health Systems brings more care. In Hillcrest, our new cancer center's there. What's new, Joe Gold? Please say it isn't so. It's shocking news. Where did that mustache go? So much is new, the list is way too long. We cannot fit it all into one song. The beat goes on. The beat goes on. Fairview needs your help, I know you care. I'd give $1,000,000, but I'm not sure.
La-di-da-di-dee. La-di-da-di-da.
We need to buy new gear for anesthesia. And the beat goes on.
The beat goes on.
And the beat goes on. And the beat goes on. And the beat goes on.
Years ago, when I was working in the emergency department at Hillcrest Hospital, I got a call at home from a guy named Sabatelli, and he introduced himself and asked what I was doing. I said something like, well, not much. And he said, well, why don't you gather your stethoscope and come on down and work a shift at Fairview, because things are going to change.
We were kind of said, wow, who is this guy? He was very good looking, very handsome. So everybody heard about this new doctor and everybody was making excuses to staff down in the emergency department.
President of the Board of Trustees at the time nicknamed him Dr. Clogs.
He was the first doctor who I've ever seen who wore clogs to work.
He had the clogs.
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 I mean, you can hear him clicking, clacking.
You could hear him coming from a long way away.
I got a grant from the state to do a movie, Enter Polytrauma.
Be advised, 3-1, you have an MV-16 with PI.
Easy. Fairview Hospital, Southern Berkshire Ambulance, Tech 114.
Tech 114, this is MD-11. Go ahead.
Fairview Hospital was really getting a name. The emergency department was starting to really take shape. I was having a great time. In leaps and bounds, things have changed. I mean, so fast. Right now, we have paramedics.
So as you can see with all this equipment, we are able to provide life-saving interventions in the field like a mobile emergency room.
Ray was very much a proponent of getting new ultrasound equipment. CT scanning, now you do CT scans primarily through the emergency room. And he was a big pusher. We needed that stuff, and he was the one out there on the front lines getting it for us.
The important part of being at Fairview is the outstanding care. But when you need advanced care, they know how to get you to the right place.
The whole idea of the Fairview family, I think, originates from the ER.
And just that hug at the end of a tough shift with the folks you work with just really helped you get through the day.
Hopefully, you will never need us. But if you do, rest assured, Fairview is ready.
This is for you, Ray.
Gypsy woman told his mother, this no ordinary son, gonna save a lot of lives before he is done. Folks stay in trouble, they know who to call. The man that made the ER here, one of the greatest of them all. That's a Ray. Everybody knows it's Ray. He's the man that made Fairview ready and able to save the day. Oh, he can diagnose a problem like nobody can. Seen every kind of trauma since the ER began. When folks hear this sound, they're in good hands. On that we guarantee. Calling Dr. Sabatelli, this is an emergency. That's a Ray. Oh, everybody knows it's a Ray. Ah, he's the man who made Fairview ready and able to save the day. greatest there is. Thank you, Dr. Sabatelli. Thank you, Ray. Yeah. Oh, oh, yeah.
At work, I was with my boss. As we were walking, I was having trouble catching my breath. The pain was going from the back of my shoulder and now was kind of coming across, the top of my shoulder. The nurse said to me, well, we're gonna do an EKG.
We were watching TV. He said to my husband, Jeff, I feel a little strange shortness of breath. It's probably my asthma. And he said, let's go to the hospital. I said, oh, this is really silly.
She completed the EKG, and she said, I don't want you to panic, but I'm not sure if you've had a heart attack, if you're having a heart attack, or you're about to have a heart attack.
You have two major arteries that are over 90% clogged.
The doctors came in, they transported me to Fairview, and once I was there, the amazing team at Fairview came in.
Cardiac rehab helped him, get control of his health.
Well, of course, Jeff came that night because I stayed overnight. And as a loving husband, he brought me this wonderful Danish coffee. It was the last one I've ever had.
She went on a cardiac diet, and I followed suit. I love the Fairview cardiac program.
Cardiology at Fairview has evolved over the last 10 years. We're able to provide nuclear stress testing, echocardiography.
One of the strengths, I think, of the hospitalists and the emergency room physicians and our cardiologists is that they recognize when patients need more than can be offered here.
We have full capabilities up at Berkshire Medical Center.
Electrophysiology is a subspecialty of cardiology, whether it's a pacemaker or whether it's a defibrillator that helps in patients who have significant congestive heart failure. We've brought all this to the Berkshires. It existed partially, but nowhere to how we've been doing over the last 3 years.
Elise is a magnificent woman, giving, outgoing.
That really impressed me, was that she found a way to make changes that she thought she might not be able to make.
In my head, I want to lose weight, I want to get healthier, I want to get stronger, I want to be better than I have ever been.
Never missed a class.
There is something about having the nurses around, being monitored as I was exercising, knowing that if anything happened, there would be somebody there. I felt I'd gotten a second chance at life.
And she's a true inspiration. When I first met Bill Smith, he was an amazing younger gentleman, very motivated, really was looking to make changes in his life so that he would never have to be put in this position again.
So I came home. I didn't know how to deal with anything. I didn't know, can I pick up my kids? Can I pet my dog? I really had to learn how to heal.
Bill just has this really great attitude, and he just was really focused on moving forward. He had his own goals.
I walked in and I had Ellen, Katie, and Paulette there, and they made me feel so welcomed.
Him becoming a father right at that same time with his two beautiful twins.
They were 2, so they didn't really understand. They only understood that I had a boo-boo. That's all that they understood. Like when they saw me, they said, "Dada, boo-boo."
And as soon as he started to see all the things that he could do, it was like he wanted to do more, and he did do more.
I made a goal to myself that I was going to get clearance, and I was going to start training to do an obstacle race that happens here in Southwick, the Rugged Maniac.
We are signed up to do this with
we're
him.
actually team members.
On my 6th month, I went and Dr. Cooper, and I told her what my goal was, and she gave me clearance and said I could start training for it.
Good power.
He just kept moving forward. He was amazing.
And then on September 25th of this year, we run the race.
Being part of cardiac rehab is amazing. It's really so rewarding to see patients come in scared, frightened, ill, and to have them leave and know that they have the tools in hand to move forward and to keep themselves healthy for the future.
love you, Fairview. You've gotta have heart.
Oftentimes, I go to the elevator and the door opens and there's Joe wheeling a patient to the operating room to have a cataract repair.
He wheels you down himself.
He was right there at your side.
I had cataract surgery recently. I was lucky enough to have Dr. Gold.
His patient skills are unsurpassed by anyone I've ever known.
I have 20/20 vision.
It's like having a magic wand waved. Is that cool or what?
Right now at Fairview, we have 2 radiography suites. One is digital and one is not. Let me tell you about the digital suite. It has quite a few advantages. Number 1, it's much faster. The dose is lower. It's approximately 2 to 3 times dose efficient. All of these things are huge advances in radiology. Thanks to all of you, we have a portable version of this technology available in the emergency room.
Hi, I'm Adrian Elliott. I'm the medical director of the emergency department at Fairview. I want to say a big thank you and introduce you to our new digital portable X-ray machine with direct capture. This allows us to make immediate patient care decisions as soon as the image comes up on the monitor.
Having this kind of state-of-the-art technology allows all of us at Fairview to do our very best.
In the 1980s, Joe served on a mission in Trinidad on the Orbis Flying Eye Hospital, a special jet equipped with an operating room. And he also served in Haiti as part of the Georgetown physician faculty, where he treated patients and helped to train local eye care teams. A really great humanitarian undertaking.
I came here, I felt like I was part of the family already.
Joe is a kind soul.
You feel very confident in his hands.
If you combine all of those things together, of course patients are going to love it.
He's a happy guy, what can we say?
We've just been good friends, best friends.
People here are just amazing. I love coming to work. You can't be the best of who you are without the support of so many other people, from the nurses in SDC to the OR nurses, the technicians, the surgical techs, the people in housekeeping. I mean, everywhere you go.
Thank you, Dr. Gold. You're the best.
My love must be a kind of blind love. I can't see anyone but you. Are the stars out tonight? I can't tell if it's cloudy or bright, 'cause I only have eyes for you, dear. The moon may be high, but I can't see a thing in the sky, 'cause I only have eyes for you. I don't know if we're in a garden or on a crowded avenue. You are here, so am I. We get cataracts, I don't know why, but they all disappear from view. And I only have eyes. Yeah, I only have eyes. I only
Yeah, I'm Florence Nightingale. Got a problem with that? How can I help you today, sir?
Get me to Fairview.
Fairview? Fairview Hospital? Fairview Hospital doesn't exist yet. I'm still busy inventing the precepts of modern nursing. But somewhere, way in the future, I see that little rural hospital named Fairview, where nursing practices are at their very pinnacle. There goes Doreen. I can see her scurrying around, making sure that Fairview nurses are the best that can be found.
I don't know what keeps her going. This is a woman with endless amounts of energy.
And she doesn't forget anything that she's ever asked you to do. So she always remembers every single thing you're supposed to be doing.
She just has a passion for nursing. There's not many people that I know that would go on vacation and spend their time relaxing, reading journals.
I mean, honestly, Doreen is the Energizer Bunny of this hospital.
Well, I was born and raised in New Bedford. My grandparents were from the Azorian Islands. My grandmother never ever was able to read or write, and she only spoke Portuguese. But the reason I became a nurse was because my father was really how people cared for him. But I said to one of the nursing assistants that was on that unit, this is what I want to do.
Feel that, Stacey?
Yep, I can feel that, and it looks like it does. I was hired by Doreen, who initially said that education was one of the most important things. She doesn't usually have a doubt. She knows that everybody can do well and achieve whatever they want.
You know, sometimes she sees what you're good at long time before you see what you're good at.
Now, soldier, let me check your heartbeat. Dang this old cardio monitor.
I think she's also made us look at patients as more than patients, that everybody has a story, and they do.
I'll tell him what happened, because it was my fault. He was going to go to bed early, and he moved around the bed halfway and fell down. For a while, I called the firemen, and they rushed us out of the house. The house was full of carbon monoxide. I hadn't turned the car off in the garage.
Very thankful that this hospital is here. And I've used the word caring because I can't find a better word for it. And I think that's very true.
She fell on a trampoline.
It was kind of surprising because I didn't fall off the trampoline. I kind of landed on the trampoline and I landed on my arm. I twisted it up just a funny way. We had to go to the emergency room.
My midwife was amazing. I just remember the great advice they all had while I was laboring and everything that they did to encourage me to remain comfortable and calm, and I wouldn't have a baby anywhere else than Fairview.
The basic principle is always look at what matters to the patient and to the family, because they really should be in charge.
It's all up to you now, Doreen. My legacy is in your hands.
I won't let you down, Miss Nightingale.
You shall be the Director of Nursing at Fairview Hospital.
And Vice President of Operations as well.
Muito obrigado, Doreen.
Não tem de quê.
I think that Fairview is lucky to have someone like Doreen.
She's a magical person. It's like she just sort of sprinkles this pixie dust around, and all of a sudden, it makes you feel like you can do anything.
I'm always gratified and honored to be their chief nurse because they really do wonderful work.
What kind of soldier are you anyway? Ah, the Bugle Boy. Let me guess, Company B.
Look, they're making a movie about Dr. Vinoglu. Does that mean he's retiring?
To work in a community. I started at Fairview. I really liked the community, I liked the hospital, and it was just hard to leave. And so here I am, 30-some years later, still working here. My father is Greek. My grandfather is also a Greek who happened to have been raised in Turkey, and he headed on a boat to Egypt. Growing up in Cairo in those days was completely different. We went to the Greek school there, so obviously Greek is our mother tongue. My mother comes basically to do that, we better teach the children how to speak English. So I speak English.
He came to Berkshire Medical Center for an interview. Tall, good-looking. He has performed a number of life-saving operations, saving a patient from skiing accident, had punctured the heart.
We begin early on the morning of March 4th, 1989, in the snow-covered mountains above Great Barrington, Massachusetts, as ski instructors Louis Alessio and his 52-year-old wife Marty set out to enjoy their first run of the day.
Out of the corner of my eye, I saw her start to fall.
Help! Marty was rushed to Fairview Hospital, a small facility close to the slopes, for treatment. Examine her.
She had no breath sounds on the left side of her chest, which indicated that she probably had a collapsed lung.
Quickly now. Clear!
Over the next 2.5 weeks, Marty slowly recovered.
Dr. Vinoglu, man I've ever met in my whole life.
When George came to Fairview Hospital, Fairview at that time was a little country hospital, and it has been fantastic to see the improvement.
Part of the strategic plans that the hospital has is to increase the volume of surgery.
In the morning?
His husband, Mark, who happens to be one of the anesthesiologists at the hospital, saw me early in the morning and said, "Hunter's in the emergency room."
Being in medicine, I've always had the hard time of making the transition from being the physician.
Kind of hysterical situation. Very much a human being.
I just knew that things would be okay because he took over.
Having Mark
meeting Dr. Vinoglu because of a ulcer, a huge ulcer on my leg.
That has been present for months and didn't heal.
Till Dr. Vinoglu.
So I met him weekly, took care of his ulcer. And
Mondays, and we can just schedule something. And he said, "Oh no, we're doing this tomorrow."
She came to see me one Friday in the office.
When I came out of the anesthesia,
One of them is one iota short of perfection. Not one of them.
They all seem to be patient-centric. And
you've been helping a great many people. On behalf
Vinoglu.
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 Come back, Dr. Vinoglu.
He's not retiring.
Where's everybody?
Where's the Gala?
Where's the Fairview Gala? It's not at the Mahawi. It's online and it's about to start.
Virtual from the Berkshires. It's the 2020 Fairview Gala.
We have a great show for you tonight. We'll tell you all about how our little rural hospital rose to the occasion of a global health emergency.
So when my husband and I found out that we were expecting and we made the big leap to Brooklyn, very excited to have a young family and be in a new neighborhood and kind of start this new chapter. We started to get a little nervous about COVID, really what was it? So my parents said, why don't you just come hide out in the Berkshires for a week or two, let things settle. It's been 5 months later, we haven't left.
So my mom called me at 7 o'clock in the morning and she said she was having difficulty breathing. So from there she was taken by ambulance to Berkshire Medical Center's emergency room. Within an hour's time, they had told us that they believed that she had COVID-19 and that we had to make some decisions right away.
Amid the continued spread of the COVID-19 virus, there's rising speculation the virus could have a...
Tragic news. The first coronavirus death in the United States. Being the source of infection is unknown.
We did not know the magnitude of what it's going to do to patients and to the healthcare workers.
Nobody knew what was coming, so we were expecting the worst.
Berkshire Medical Center was the first hospital in Massachusetts that had an inpatient for COVID.
Tensions were high among staff and patients.
Never imagined that I might be having to make end-of-life decisions for my mother an hour later.
At the beginning of COVID, every morning at 9 o'clock, we had our Fairview COVID leadership team.
Staff and the providers felt informed, and as informed as you could be when information changes by the minute.
Protect yourself, protect your peers, protect your hospital.
It was terrifying. The only contact I could have with her was through the nurses, or if there was a way they could get her a telephone.
Yes, we've delivered babies during the coronavirus pandemic.
We made the decision ultimately to stay and deliver here, which was a very hard choice to make at first. Dr. Beckwith and his practice became highly recommended, and we had a phone Zoom interview with him to get to know him, and immediately fell in love, felt this huge sense of compassion.
Hi, I'm Carrie Harrington, and on behalf of my fellow co-chairs and the entire Gala committee, I want to thank you for joining us tonight in support of Fairview.
The interpreters at Fairview, and as it was throughout the nation, the profession changed dramatically because we could not work with the patients face to face. So for the patients that were admitted with COVID-19, we used primarily the video remote interpreting. It's very hard to be able to bridge that communication because as interpreters, but we're also cultural brokers. You know, I'm from Colombia. Where are you from? And they say, oh, I'm from Ecuador or El Salvador. I say, oh, I've had your pupusas and they're so yummy. And they're like, oh my God, you know what I'm talking about, right?
So they weaned me off the oxygen. I didn't need to be in the critical care that I was in. And then they said to me, do you want to go home? And I said, not really, because I'm by myself.
She hadn't eaten, she hadn't really gotten out of bed, and we knew she needed to get her strength up a little bit before she came back home.
So they suggested that I go to the swing unit down at Fairview Hospital,
which I was ecstatic about.
So we took many of those patients from Berkshire Medical Center and put them into our swing program, which is a rehab, kind of a unique rehab program that critical access hospitals have.
They were pretty debilitated otherwise with the disease, had a lot of weakness, had rehab requirements.
One of the things that we did begin to implement was setting these folks up with counseling.
Our medical floors, our nurses, techs, our respiratory therapists, and our hospitalist medical doctors took care of them until they were able to leave the hospital.
Early in the pandemic, it became clear that we needed to have a COVID testing tent in Great Barrington. And on a Friday afternoon, we were given a go-ahead. And by Wednesday morning, we had our first patient through the tent.
had quite a fall there, Smitty, but you're gonna be okay. You're at Fairview.
Well, I feel much better about that, but whatever happened to the gala?
It's online. Aren't you gonna watch?
Online. I should have known that. I'd probably miss the whole thing.
You're just in time.
Hi guys, this is Rachel Platten. It's such an honor to be part of the Fairview Gala. Fairview has helped my life and touched my life directly. You guys saved my father-in-law's life over and over. His name is David Lazan, and I'm so grateful for it. My whole family is so grateful for it, and we just are sending so much love back to you. Thank you all for the beautiful work you guys do. I hope you enjoy the concert. This is my fight song. Take back my life song. Prove I'm alright song. My power's turned on. Started right now, I'll be strong. I'll play my fight song.
My wonderful family and some friends were outside
Susan!
with balloons and everything for me, and my grandson had Rocky playing.
You made us cry!
They were all clapping and applauding for me when I got out of the ambulance because they were so happy to see me and so happy that I was all right.
And then when she came home, I just wanted to grab her and hug her, and I didn't dare touch her because at that point we were still, COVID shy.
It was a good couple months. Now we hug.
Yep, now we do.
So with COVID, I think that we're seeing the same as we see for a lot of other medical illnesses, that people who are Black or other minorities are more likely to die or become much sicker from COVID, likely somewhat due to the system that we have. We need to do better. We've seen, as we've gone through this year, that we have leaders that are engaged, we have staff that are capable, we have support which has been unwavering, and we have to continue to work as a team and for our community, which is our mission. Again, that points us, that's our guiding light, is to fulfill our purpose, which is to care for you.
Hey, Great Barrington, this is Barrington Airlines, November Charlie 98342. We are 5 miles out, bearing south-southwest.
Are we there yet?
Sure are. Great Barrington is right over there.
I want to see Fairview.
All right, here we go. Hey, how's it looking up there? Can you see all the Great Barrington?
Oh my gosh. What a great community.
It's a beautiful little town. We love it up here.
And they're lucky because they don't have to just use be careful. They have a hospital.
That's right.
Good hospital.
We're approaching Fairview Hospital right now. For the passengers on the right side of the airplane, it's a glorious sight right there.
There it is. This plane goes down. I want to be in that hospital. There's someone who can explain it better than I can. Hey, Dr. Elliott! Tell the people why I love Fairview.
Sure thing, Paula. Be careful up there. Hello, everyone. A big welcome to all of you who've lived here for a long time, who call the Berkshires their home or their home away from home. And also a big welcome to all of you who might be new to the area.
We can go right through the roof of Fairview Hospital, and what I know is instant good care.
Absolutely.
And is that Smitty? The one and only state representative, Smitty Pignatelli, who shows up in every film?
Hey, Paula, what are you doing up there?
I'm here to support Fairview Hospital.
From all the way up there? Come on down and visit.
I bet you some Pignatellis have been through there. That's gonna be the most Massachusetts name I have ever heard. I'll bet your mother used to call you in for dinner. It's time for supper. Smitty, get in here with all the other Pignatellis. We're having corn. Oh.
Paula? Paula?
I'm fine, Doctor. Going in for a landing.
Barrington Airlines, left crosswind runway 29, Poundstone on board.
Cup 342, clear to land runway 29.
Okay, when we land, don't just put your foot out. You'll wreck your knee again.
I'll be right there. The hospital took good care of me right then and there.
Welcome back to Earth, Paula.
Thank you very much. So I imagine it's about a 40-minute wait for my bags now?
Bags went to Los Angeles.
Loved doing Top Gun. It is way too hot for this outfit. How's my hair? Welcome to the 2021 Fairview Gala. How do you get over, like as an emergency room doctor, is it illegal to say ew? Exclaim?
You don't say ooh.
Yeah.
You don't say oops.
Yeah.
We learned that day one.
Yeah. And what drew you to this hospital? Why work in a small hospital?
I think I had, because I interviewed in fall.
Have you ever had any people in the emergency room that came with fly fishing injuries?
I've seen kids with like hooks stuck in their head, their feet, their hands, all over the place.
You know what? I recently have found that sugar is a lot better for you than you guys have been saying. Because for the longest time, I felt bad about eating sugar, and so I tried not to eat so much sugar. And then within the last couple of years, I've just gone whole hog back to sugar. I feel fantastic. I lost weight. Apparently, you guys have had it backwards for a little while.
But once you get diabetes, you'll lose weight.
Yeah, well, not always.
Here at Fairview, quality is of utmost importance. As a critical access hospital, Fairview Hospital has to follow certain standards of care. Fairview Hospital has been rated one of the top hospitals in America for employee engagement. Fairview Hospital has won the Outstanding Patient Experience Award from Health Grades for the last 8 years.
Fairview is kind of a unique situation because it's what's called a critical access hospital, which is a very small town hospital.
So you want, like when the ambulance brings somebody in, you want to be able to go, Bob! Are you ever in the grocery store and you see people buying stuff and you go over and go, put that back? Yes.
Got it.
An emoji.
All right,
go. Do you feel that doing this improves you as a doctor in any way?
I feel that it brings me inner peace.
Oh, inner peace!
Right, so as you can imagine, things are hectic in the ER from day to day.
As an emergency room doctor, you would want inner peace.
Exactly, and I get home and I have 3 kids, so there's no inner peace there.
Not a bit of inner peace there. And how long have you been at Fairview? Was it LinkedIn? Did you get your job from LinkedIn?
Fairview Hospital is a critical access hospital. This is a federal designation, and it's one of only 3 in the entire state of Massachusetts. Because of that critical access designation, Fairview Hospital is on solid financial footing, and that state and federal reimbursement dollars and provide them the opportunity to look towards the future on the services that they're providing to their consumer base here in the Southern Berkshires. This is a special place. It's really a community-minded hospital. It's like family. Everybody you walk into in this hospital, from the food service folks to the cleaning service folks to the president, we're very lucky to have Fairview Hospital in the Southern Berkshires.
Would it be this kind of machine where, you know how every so often you hear a story about how they found out that somebody had like an earring somewhere in their stomach? I would donate it. That's what I would do. I would donate it to the Fairview Hospital 2021 Gala.
We have a community hospital, and the community hospital serves not just the needs of our health, it serves the hunger in the community.
It just spreads out all over. Everybody gets helped.
Fairview is a pillar of this community.
Is this to eat, or in case you didn't have people put the
in case of injury?
Yeah,
exactly.
Thinking. Here in Great Barrington, we have Fairview Hospital. You don't always have to turn to frozen peas. I want you to know that I'm not recommending that you choke, but if you did choke, because I see you're eating fish, I just met the emergency room doctor, and he's very nice.
We happen to be talking about Fairview
right when you walked up because I'm pregnant and we're gonna go there.
Oh, wow.
So just saying.
Have you had to go to the Fairview Hospital?
Oh my God, like a million times.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my husband and I are frequent flyers at the Fairview ER.
Oh, is that true?
Yeah.
They should do a thing like donut places do where they punch a hole and then you get like a freebie.
They totally.
Didn't you have a procedure at Fairview?
Oh yeah, Fairview is a great hospital. I had my hernia done by the famous, infamous Dr. Vinoglu.
In fact, one of the first things he says to a patient is, go ahead, try and pick me up. Hey, good, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Anna, is this the top of a corn? I hope so, because if this is my hairpiece.
That's my mustache.
Are you familiar with the Fairview Hospital?
I've been in there several times. I come in doing a little chicken dance because I get kidney stones.
They actually bronzed his kidney stones.
The next one has my name on it. That's a point of pride. All right, you guys, it was so nice talking to you. Enjoy your meal. Take care. Goodbye, Fairview audience. Hope you enjoyed the ride.